What do you say to people who might be listening, who might be thinking, well, what about me just being my authentic self? You know, if I'm trying to emulate someone else, isn't that then me becoming inauthentic or not true to myself in terms of how I communicate? What would you say to those people?
Excellent question. And let me rephrase that. And thank you very much. You need to be you, because if you try to be somebody else, you're not going to last long. You'll get caught after 20 minutes. And so, since English is their second language in Costa Rica, really my suggestions were about proper grammar. So they'd watch the BBC or they'd listen to Australia television, and they would hear the different pronunciations so they can get the ear for it for the different clients. But there are certain dialects. You do pronounce words differently than we do in Philadelphia compared to Queen's English. And it's fine. It's all beautiful speech. But as long as they keep training their ear, they might like, as I mentioned before, if they listen to something in Parliament, a transitional sentence, or a way that someone was able to diffuse conflict by saying, for my clarification, Christina, for my edification, compared to, excuse me, what'd you say? Could you repeat that? Or as we
Sure.
discussed earlier with word choices from help to lending a hand, that's still authentic. These people aren't changing. All we're doing is assisting them in growing and giving them more self-confidence and self-reliance. That is all. And so they would be capable of listening, contributing, and giving that sort of impression to where people will want to move forward and work with them. But it is practice. Now, if I could make some suggestions just for my own personal growth, I love television. I loved old-time radio. And so my favorite speakers were Basil Rathbone back in the 40s and 50s. I enjoyed very much Jeremy Brett, that did a Sherlock Holmes series in the 80s. And I liked Pierce Brosnan as Remington Steele and Dirk Benedict as Templeton Peck in the A-Team. I thought these were phenomenal, glib, clever, poised, balanced speakers. And I gravitated towards that. And I thought that it was very nice and charming to be able to have an extensive vocabulary, to sit up straight, to speak well. And I realized that a lot of doors open that way for you. You might get a second plate of food in someone's house. You might get
Richard,
asked back. And
when did
so
this start? When did this journey